What's up everyone, John from Beyond ARTV. I know it's been a while, I believe since like February or March since I did this, but it is time for another vinyl update. I have 18 new records to show you guys. Actually, not all of them are brand new, some of them I bought used at the record store, but you know what I mean. I know you guys that like these videos absolutely love them, so shout out to all of you that actually tune into these videos and enjoy them. I love showing off the additions to the collection, and do keep in mind that I've been trying to kind of reduce the amount that I buy just because I want the records that I own to truly be ones that I want. That and the fact that I don't want to spend tons of money on records because that is a sinkhole, and you guys that buy records, you know it drains the wallet quickly. Don't forget to drop a like on the video while you're here. I do hope that you enjoy it. Let me know if there's one record from this little collection update that I do here that you could steal, what would it be? Go ahead and drop a comment now. Considering I just asked you to comment on something that you haven't actually seen yet, I guess I should get to showing the vinyl. Up first today, we have The Voids, which was formerly known as Julian Casablancas and The Voids with their album Virtue. This landed at the end of March, and oh man, did I love this record. It had some soothing sounds on there, some harsher ones, but so many moments that just felt delectable. This is a really nice pressing. I actually picked this up while I was on vacation in Boston. It's yellow, and it is a very nice exclusive. I'm glad to have this in my collection. Sticking with the yellow color scheme, I have a copy of the debut album by the band Teenage Wrist here, Chrome Neon Jesus. I really loved the throwback 90s nostalgic rock feels that I got from this one, and I like the color of the pressing too, the way that it's translucent, so I had to pick up a copy. Definitely recommend these guys if you're into rock or if you were into 90s music. You know I had to score a copy of that new Florence and the Machine record High as Hope on vinyl, thus completing my collection. I do own all of the records on vinyl now, and that's something that I'm excited about. I definitely am glad to own all of them because I'm a big Florence and the Machine fan, and if you haven't heard this record High as Hope yet, then you're missing out. Back to yellow once again, I was kind enough to get a copy of this from the store FYE. They sent this out to me along with a couple of other records. I think I'll be showing a few of them in this very video, but this is the new Under Oath album, Erase Me. This was their first in about 8 years, I believe, and I love this pressing because it kind of reminds me of like a caution sign that's kind of all fucked up and twisted. It's splattered, and it's a really nice high-quality pressing. Here's another album that I scored at Newberry Comics while I was up in Boston for Boston Calling Music Festival. This is AM by the Arctic Monkeys. This is on a high-quality black pressing, and this album definitely grew on me with time. I am finally the proud owner of Melodrama, the Deluxe Edition vinyl by Lorde. I wanted this record from the second I heard it. I wanted it on vinyl, that is, and unfortunately it didn't come out until March of this year, I believe. Maybe it was even April. And once it finally got here, I was super stoked. As you can see, I have a lot of the pictures that came with this in my office kind of set up around just because it came with so many. I didn't know what to do with them all. I do enjoy the vibe and aesthetic of this album, and this is obviously on a high quality colored pressing. It sounds great on the turntable, and it's one of my favorite records of the past few years. Underrated alert, I grabbed a copy of Moon Safari by Air, a French duo. This came out in the late 90s. And it's just really a dreamy record. I highly recommend, especially before bed. Not that it's boring music, it's just soothing music. I recently scored a copy of Lush, the debut album by Lindsey Jordan's Snail Mail. She is the main primary factor in this band, and this is of course just a black pressing. I'm not sure if there were any colored pressings for this. I would have liked one, but I decided since this was the most inexpensive option I could find, I went with this. This is a very, very good album, and a great one for a debut, I would say. If you haven't checked it out yet, please do. Such a beautiful album I'm holding in my hands here. Casey Musgraves' Golden Hour. This debuted at the end of March, and I'm so glad that I picked up this clear pressing. It sounds great on the turntable. It's one of the albums that I've come back to the most this year. Easily one of my favorites of 2018, blending in waves of folk, country, pop, and just a dreamlike quality. I have two records in one here. In one hand, I've got Teen Dream, the 2010 album by the dream pop band Beach House, and in the other, I have a yellow copy. I don't know what this video's obsession with yellow is. A yellow copy of the new album 7. This one is gorgeous and very high quality. I would expect nothing less from Sub Pop, and they definitely delivered here on a good quality pressing. This is a great album, another one that I have come back to several times, and I love Victoria Legrand's expressions and vocals here, and the fact that they mix things up. And obviously, Teen Dream is a classic. Here's one I didn't think I'd be showing everyone, but yes, it is a pink copy of Joanne by Lady Gaga. An intimate sidestep direction for the artist that was so well known in the mainstream, but probably my favorite album from her at this point. This is a beautiful pressing that I actually got in a trade with a viewer. I traded my pressing of Air for Free by Reliant K, which maybe someday I'll get back, but honestly, I really wanted this pressing of the Lady Gaga album. I had to grab a copy of Some Nights by Fun when I saw this in the record store because this was a fantastic record and I still miss Fun to this day. What a great album, so many good songs, chock full of hits and expressiveness and emotion. Here's another record that I was sent by my friends over at FYE. It is, of course, the Offspring Smash. This is a very nice orange translucent pressing, and it does look really cool actually on the turntable. These translucent pressings can be kind of hit or miss sometimes, although I've definitely had better luck lately. This one sounds really, really good, and actually I reviewed this album not too long ago, so make sure you check that out if you want to know my thoughts on this album. Kicking it back old school, we've got a copy of the self-titled record, the 1975 album by Fleetwood Mac. I found this at one of my local record stores and it was only $2, and it's in great condition, sounds mint on the turntable, and this is of course a classic, a legendary release from a legendary group that if you've only heard a few songs, maybe you've only heard like the hits from this record like Rhiannon and Landslide, check out the deep cuts here too because this album is stuffed to the brim with goodness. Next, I've got an orangish copy of Father John Misty's God's Favorite Customer, another one of my favorite albums of the year that totally surprised me after not really enjoying pure comedy all that much. This is a pressing that I actually ordered off of Discogs because I didn't really like some of the pressings all that much. I didn't just want to get the standard black for this one, so I went with one that I got a good deal on Discogs, and it looks great. Fickle Friends surprised me with a great debut album this year, You Were Someone Else. This is a double vinyl here. We've got a gatefold, of course, and I really like the hot pink bubblegum feel to the actual vinyl itself. The record sounds really, really nice, and even though this record maybe is a bit overly long, it's definitely worth it in the long run. Last but not least, look what the cat dragged up here. We've got a copy of The Wall by Pink Floyd. One of my favorites, probably their best record. I know a lot of people will say Dark Side, but this album definitely gets to me. I love the feelings that I get when I listen to this record, especially when medicated, if that's the right word. Yeah, you know what I mean. This is a very old, delicate pressing that I was given by my girlfriend's mom, and I am going to treat it with very special care. It actually still plays on the turntable, despite a few extra pops and whistles. Hold up a second there, we've actually got a couple of last-minute additions, the first of those being the new Interpol record, Marauder. This was a really solid album from one of the most consistent bands of the 2000s. They've maybe had a couple of less than quality, but still quality starts, but this is definitely another quality one on a cream-colored pressing. The last addition made to the vinyl collection is In Rainbows by Radiohead, an excellent album that maybe you have to be in the mood for, sure, but what kind of music isn't like that, I suppose? This is a very foreboding record, and this is of course just a black pressing, but a very high quality one that I am very glad to have at home now. Thus concludes this vinyl collection update. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing what records I got, whether it be purchasing, trading, or gifts that I was given in the past few months. If you would, drop a like on the video to let me know that you're enjoying seeing this type of video. If you want to see my CD collection update, I definitely have one ready to go. If you would like to see that, then please drop a comment down below, along with letting me know which record you'd like to steal from the collection I showed today. Check out all of my vinyl and CD updates in one convenient playlist. Tap right here to see all of the records in my collection. Tap right over here to see the most recent video I uploaded on the channel that I think you guys will enjoy, and tap over here, all of these links that you see, they're all in the description for my social media. Make sure you give me a follow. Other than that, I'll see you soon for more on Beyond ARTV.